So let me tell you what happened last week. I ended up selling a gun to one of my favorite gun customers that turned out to be a dud. Broken. Bad. And here's what happened. The week before that, I had a young man. He came in. He brought in a Savage B22 chambered in the old 22 Magnum. He said, you want to buy this? Of course, it was a really good deal. And I said, yes. I bought it. And the next day, one of my other gun customers came in. How much you want for it? I told him, and he started counting out the cash. He bought that Savage B22 off of me in the 22 Magnum. Great gun. It was a fantastic looking rifle, bolt action rifle. I'm gonna be throwing some pictures up. I'm going to get to the story. I'm not trying to draw it out, but I'm just trying to give you just a little bit of the backstory before I tell you how I sold one of my favorite gun customers a dud, a piece of garbage. So I sold him that gun. The next week he came back in. He said, "Hey man, it shoots, but it won't extract the empty case. It won't extract the hull." So we walked outside. He brought a bunch of ammo, and actually he brought a lot of the ammo that I think I had sold him this ammo. He brought in the ammo. We walked outside and we shot it, and sure enough, it would not eject a shot empty case. Wouldn't do it. And I told him to leave it with me, and I would fix it. I would make it right. So later that evening, after I got done with all the car stuff and all the other gun stuff, what did I do? Yep, I started YouTubing a fix, Google searching a fix. And I'm going to throw some screenshots of what people say is the fix for the Savage B17, B22. It's supposed to fix it, but guess what? I did what everybody was telling me to do, and it did not fix it. The best. So what's going on with these rifles? There's something going on, and I'm gonna be putting some photos up here that way you guys can follow along. The extractor and also the spring clamp that holds the extractor. I didn't know it at the time. I thought, like everybody else in the YouTube videos, I thought it was just the point on the extractor. I thought it had some kind of weird angle on it. That's what people told me. I took it out of the bolt, took the bolt out, took the extractor out, got out my gunsmithing files and started filing on this. Filed it, you know, gently, but I kept filing on it, and I got the weapon to where it would extract one or two here and there, but it wasn't a fix. It wasn't reliable. It wasn't nothing you want to take target shooting, much less take it on, take it out for, a squirrel hunt or just whatever you want to do with it. It wasn't a fix. So I got on the phone and I called Savage, told Savage what the problem was. Got a hold of customer service really fast, and I'm going to be putting the phone number up. Got a hold of customer service pretty quick. Lady picked up. She said, "How can I help you? I'm a Savage Arms." I told her what was going on, and first thing she said was, "What's the serial number?" I read her off the serial number on this rifle, and she said, "I'm going to create a work order, and you'll have your new parts in a couple days." No ifs, ands, buts, nothing. She just told me, "I'm going to generate a work order, and I'm going to ship you out the new parts." I think it's 4 days. End up getting a new extractor, and I got a new spring clamp that goes around the bolt that holds the extractor. I got both the extractors, got both of them in the mail, and it's 3 or 4 days. Pulled the bolt back out of the rifle, put them in there. Works like a charm. Like I said, I ended up selling one of my favorite gun customers a firearm. He called me next week, said, "Hey, you sold me a lemon." He didn't get mad. I told him I would resolve it. I tried. I did like what most of us do. I Google searched it. I YouTubed it. I done all this stuff that, but it didn't seem to be a fix. And I thought, I'm gonna call Savage to at least talk to Savage and see what they would recommend. Heck, they didn't charge me for no parts. They didn't they didn't do nothing. She just told me, "Hey, I'm going to generate a work order. You'll get your parts pretty soon. Thanks for buying Savage arms, firearms." Pretty much that's how the conversation went. Got the parts, stuck them in there, and when I put them in there, he had brought a couple boxes of ammo, which I didn't waste all his ammo. I stepped out beside my shop and at my range where some of you guys have seen, or some of you guys that actually got to come and shoot at. I shot 3 or 4 magazines, emptied, gun extracts flawlessly now. I didn't say anything to the customer, but in my mind, when he brought me the gun, and he sold me, the first gentleman, the one that I bought the gun off of, he sold me this rifle at a really good deal. I mean, I didn't steal it or nothing like that, but I got a really good deal. But this gun had to be doing that is the reason he got rid of it. Like, when I got the gun, I didn't shoot it. I didn't have time to shoot it. A lot of it's used stuff I get in here and I put in my shop. A lot of times on weekends, if I've got some friends over, or if I don't have other stuff to do, I'll get some of this stuff out. If I've got some extra ammo for it laying around, I'll get it out and shoot it. That way I can tell people, hey, this stuff shoots fine. It shoots great. It's a tack driver. It's a dud. I mean, I'm trying to be honest about some of the stuff I sell. I tell them, if it's a if it's a no go, I tell them it's for sale. Here's what it is. Didn't like it. Don't shoot straight. Which I've never had to really have that conversation with someone that's in my shop as a potential buyer. So far, I guess I've just been pretty lucky. But this one time where I didn't have the spare time on my schedule. Like I said, I sold this gun pretty fast from the time I bought it. I bought it one morning and I sold it the next morning. I didn't have time to fire it. I didn't know what it was going to do. But I would say this rifle was probably having these issues is probably the reason this guy sold it to me at such a good deal, because I got a pretty good deal. And the guy that bought this rifle off of me, he got a really good deal in it too, because I didn't mark it up that much. I think I made like 20, 25 bucks on the gun. So I didn't make it much on it, but I was bound and determined to do whatever I could, or even if I couldn't have got it fixed, I was going to at least, make him an offer, and I would have given him his money back for the gun. But long story short, Savage came through. They sent me the parts. They didn't charge me 1 red cent for the part. The guy's happy with his rifle now. When he came, picked it up, we shot it. We fired it a lot. So he's a happy customer. He's a happy customer of mine. And now, like I have told this story 3 or 4 times this week, this gentleman is a happy, I guess, customer of Savage Arms, because it was a no argue situation. I called, told this lady what's going on. She immediately said, I'm generating a work order, sending you out the remedy parts. Fixed it. It cost me nothing. It cost my customer nothing. I don't know if anyone's had any issues with their Savage rifles. The B17s, I know that's a common issue. B22s, whether it be in 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum, that's a pretty common issue. Before you start Googling, before you start watching YouTube and pulling your bolt out, getting your extractors out, filing it, getting aggravated. Like I said, I watched some videos where people actually fixed their rifles. They said fixed their rifles by filing on the one extractor and got it back in working order. I did that. I did it exactly how they said to do it. It didn't fix this one. It would eject a couple empty cases, but that was it. Then it'd go back to just it wasn't. So the problem lays in more than just putting a new edge on that extractor, because they also sent me, and I'm going to put photos up. They sent me a new spring clamp to hold the extractor in. So I feel like for them to send that, I feel like that's probably an issue too. Is your two extractors, and also the spring clamp that just clips around your bolt and holds your two extractors in. No fuss. Send it out to me. Got here really quick. No complaints. So in my book, Savage Arms, my hat's off to you for taking care of your customers. They didn't ask if this was a new purchase, which it wasn't. I wouldn't have lied about it. They didn't ask. They didn't care. They just wanted their shit fixed. A gun that don't work properly hurts their name more than it's going to hurt mine. But they wanted their shit fixed. They sent me the parts. So that's how I end up selling a broken gun or a faulty gun to one of my favorite gun customers. We worked through it. He could have come in here. He could have got mad at me, but this old boy, he didn't. He's bought a lot of guns off of me. I've actually bought a couple off him, and he's allowed me to make some money, a little bit of money in my resale. But he could have come in and he could have got mad, but that ain't the way it went down. He was very patient, and it all worked out. But if you ever get a hold of one of these rifles, before you sell it and say, "Oh, it's a piece of junk," call Savage Arms. I bet you they'll more than likely they'll send you the parts to remedy your solution. They did on this guy's behalf. That's all I got. Like always, thanks for watching, guys.